All right, let's upload those photos. Out of storage. Oh, it's you again?
$10 more, please.
Okay, here you go.
Your pictures are safe with me. See you in a month.
Okay, are you tired of paying the cloud storage to save your photos? Well, in today's video, we're gonna talk about the UGREEN NAS DH4300 Plus. They can be your own cloud, so you no longer have to pay a monthly fee to store all of your photos, and it's going to be safe here in your own home. Thanks to UGREEN for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. I've previously done a full video on how I got this set up and how it fully works, but we're gonna advance what it can do today and kind of show you some of the things I'm using it for and how this is gonna be so beneficial to having in our home. Now, first, let's talk about price. So essentially, if you are using a 2 terabyte online plan, it's going to be about $120 a year. If you need something like 6 terabytes, you're looking at about $360 for 1 year. And you're gonna have to pay for those cloud services every single year forever if you want your photos stored online and if you wanna have all of your photos and videos together in one. Now, the great thing about picking up the DH4300 Plus is that's going to be a one-time purchase, very similar to that 3-year cost or that 1-year cost for the 6 terabyte plan. So right now, I think you can get this for about $400, and then you would just need to add drives. So if you just start with some low size drives, so each one of these drives is 4 terabytes, and each drive can then back up another drive. So you have your own backup in your house. So I have a total of 16 terabytes of storage in here, but I'm only using 8 terabytes, and then it's backing up those 8 terabytes, or RAIDing. People say it's not a backup, but it's copying those in case something fails. You still have your data here. Now, the great thing is we can expand this. So we can actually swap out these drives for higher storage drives so that we can make this go all the way up to, I think it's 120 terabytes of data all here in this one device. And today we're going to swap out 2 drives, upgrading them to 24 terabyte drives. So that's going to greatly increase the storage capacity that we have here, and then show you some more settings. So first, let me talk about how you can know what drives are compatible with your UGREEN NAS. So here I picked up these 2 drives. Here we have the Iron Wolf Pro, 24 terabyte. So all I need to do is go to the web here. So I'm gonna go to the compatibility page. It says select the product that we have. So here we have the DH4300 Plus, and then select the type. So you have all these different types of drives we could use. And here we're just using a standard HDD. Type search. And then down here, we have a full list of everything that can be used. So these are going to be Seagate. So we can drop down to there. We have the 3.5, the series, this is the Iron Wolf Pro. Here it's showing the model number that we could look up, but let's just go ahead and throw in the capacity. So we have the 24 terabytes, and right there, we have the model number, and that is the same model number that we have here. So there you can see that it is compatible. So now is what we're going to do is we're going to go into the settings, and you can use this on your phone or on the computer. I'm gonna use the computer just so it's a little easier to see, but we're gonna copy one of the drives to this drive, and then we're gonna do the same thing again so that then everything we have set up now is just going to be on these new drives, and it's not much downtime, and we're ready to go and keep using this. So let's do that. We're then gonna head to the UGREEN NAS app, and here I've already logged in, and we're gonna go into the storage. And right here you can see that I'm currently using all 4 drives. If I go into storage, we have our different volumes. Now I actually only have set up 2 of the drives that are currently in there, so we're gonna swap that out. But here we have the hard drives. So you can see the 2 that are used, the 2 that are not used. So let's go ahead and start by replacing the 2 that are not used with these drives. To replace the drives, first I'm going to power it off by holding down the power button. It will then properly shut down. Then I'm going to pull the drives out. You can just simply push on here and pull those out. Then I remove the cage and I attach the cage to the new drives, and now we're going to place those back in. So I just simply click them into place like so. And let's power that back on. Let's head back here to the computer, and we're gonna head to the storage. And then here we have our hard drive. And so there we have our 2 that we want to copy over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the not used one right here, and I'm going to go to the settings. So here we have these 4 different options, but I'm going to do this one here that says replace hard drive in storage pool. So I'm going to move number 1 to now number 3. So we're gonna replace storage pool 1, tap next. And then here it says only 1 hard drive can be replaced at a time. the next hard drive can only be replaced after the previous drive is replaced. Okay, great. So we're going to choose hard drive 1, and then we're going to go to next, and we're going to choose hard drive 1 to now be hard drive 3. And you can see there we have much more storage, and we're going to apply. So depending on how much space you're using in the one drive, that's just going to make it be longer in the new drive. So I don't have too much, so this shouldn't take very long. We need to validate our password. So now hard drive 1 is no longer in use, and we are now using hard drive 3. So now if we check under storage, here you can see the storage pool. It is currently repairing or in progress. It's done 0.5%, and it's going to take about 7 more hours to transfer over. So you're not going to be doing this very often, but let's go ahead, let it do its job. I'll also do the other drive, and we'll come back and show you how that works and see how much space we have available. After a day, I now have those drives copied over, and now everything has moved from the 4 terabyte drives to the 24 terabyte drives. If we head here to the computer and go under storage, there we can see we have our hard drives, but now it's using hard drive 3 and 4 as the storage pool 1, and then it's using those other drives as not used. So I would need to go through the process to get those set up again, but now we have a ton of more storage here for our at-home cloud service. So if we go under storage, you can see we're on RAID 1. It has the hard drive 3 and 4 and 21.8 terabytes of data. And there was an option here to expand the drive. So when I copied it, it was still thinking it's still a 3.5 terabyte drive, but now it's expanding it so we can utilize that full 21 terabytes of data. Now doing this, everything was exactly the same. I didn't need to set up anything else again. It was exactly the way I did it originally. So I had to use Docker to add a few different apps. I can then come in here and check out Home Assistant where I'd added some of those apps, loads up just fine. I can go down here to one of my lights, and we can then turn on and off that light over there just as quick as ever. Super simple and easy to do. So I love how everything was the same. The other thing, and the main reason making this video, is now every time I take a picture on my phone, it's automatically backing up over here. So here in the UGREEN app, I've already set this up where whenever I take a photo, it's automatically sending that over to here. So every single thing I take on my phone, I can set up other phones where it's automatically sending it over here. And that's pictures, videos, everything. And we can go back to our computer here, and I can open my files. You can see I have my photos, and it's sorting those in the mobile backup here under the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. And we can go into the folder, diving all the way down. And here we have those same photos recently on a trip. So now I have all of those backed up over here. So very seamlessly, everything from my phone instantly gets saved to my own personal cloud here at home. In my previous video, a few mentioned, well, what if something happens to your NAS at home or your home gets burned down and you no longer have your storage? Well, you do have an option, which is recommended to always have an offsite storage. So you can actually pick this up and have everything be backed up offsite. So here on the computer, I can go into the UGREEN app and I can go to sync and backup. And under this, we have the sync button. And as what I can do is I could sync my computer to the NAS, or I can go over here and sync another UGREEN NAS. So I can have this copy everything to another NAS. So that gives that dual backup, and I could plug that in anywhere, and it's going to be able to download all that info. If anything were to happen at home, I still have all my data there. So you can create that direct copy so you have that full dual backup, which you should with all of your favorite online files. So that's a great option. Now, another thing that people have asked for is, can I plug this directly into my Mac for an external drive? Well, you actually don't really need to plug it in because this is always connected to the internet. You can access it from your computer at any time. And you can do that from the UGREEN app that I've showed. You can also drag and drop files right onto it, and it will then instantly upload those. The other option is you can access it right in your network configuration. So if I go into Finder here, and down here you can see under locations, we have network, and there you can see my DH4300 plus. So I just need to sign in here just like I would sign in when I'm connecting to it. And then I'm going to tap connect. And just like a external drive, I now have all of my folders here. So we can go under the personal folders. There I have my photos. We can go to mobile backup, go to Pixel 9 Pro. And there you can see I have all of my files, just like browsing them on an external drive. I have access to them all. It may take a little bit longer to load up here and there, but I am, of course, expanding the drive and everything right there. So it loads up right on the computer. I can add folders to it. I can make take files off and everything right there. So very seamless in how this is going to work with your computer, and the same on the phone. I have access to these all the time on the phone. Now, one of the things you might want on your phone, if you do run out of storage, that does mean you're gonna have to delete files at some point, but you now have access to those files at all times in the UGREEN app. So there's no worry about, well, I won't have all the files on my phone to work with. You'll still be able to access those very easily from that app, which is great. And then with the app, there's a bunch of other things that you can do. I've shown off the UGREEN app for the Apple TV as well as Android TV. You can pull up your files on there. So even if you have a bunch of videos on your phone, it's better to just have them be accessible on your TV. You can put them in a theater folder on here, and then you can have access to them at any time, whether it's directly through the HDMI on the NAS plugged into the TV, or if you're using the app, then you can go through and browse all your files. So there's just a ton of different ways in which you can access the files that are on here. It's not just like a drive, you store them on there and then you put it in a drawer in your desk and you never see the files again. This is connected. This is always available and easy to access, which is really great. Let's go ahead and show you how to create your own theater folder so that you can add all your family home videos to easily access on the TV. Now, this can be done on the phone. I showed the phone last time, so we're gonna do it on the computer this time. So here we're gonna go into the theater app, and we're gonna go into the settings at the top right here. And here we can see our library. So these are the different libraries it's going to pull from. I've already created a folder of like my videos and then just other movies that I have on my computer. But we're gonna go and add a new library, and we're gonna call this Family Home Videos. And then we're gonna add the folder that that's going to go from. So we're gonna go into the photos, and we're gonna choose my mobile backup for my phone. So as soon as I take a photo or video, we'll be able to access it from the app on the TV. So I can go through and choose maybe a specific year I want, but we're just gonna go ahead and choose every file within my phone that I've taken. We're gonna tap confirm. And here it's asking if we want to pull information from an online source. We don't need to do that because that would pull movie titles, which we're not going to use. Then it's automatically going to add new information into this. And then here we can filter files smaller than a certain amount. So maybe if it's just a few seconds, you don't want that to show up, we're just gonna keep it how it is. And then here we have access, and we're going to apply. And now it is going to scan through and find all of those videos. Let's jump to the TV and see what that looks like. And here on my Google TV, I'm just going to open the UGREEN NAS app. Here it's looking for my other UGREEN, which it can't find. So we're gonna go ahead and go to a local account here. And it's a LAN device, so it can automatically find it. There it finds it. Then we'll need to sign in if we haven't before. And now we have access to our info. So here we have the theater. You can see what we've currently been watching or other things that have been recently added. So we're gonna go into the theater, and under here, we can go to our libraries on the left side there. And so we have the Tech with Brett library, we have my movies library where you can see, let's jump in here real quick. So here you can see it automatically took the movies I have in that folder, added a nice preview here. It even tells me the quality it is. We can click on it and we can play it, and this is playing directly from my NAS. So I didn't do anything else. It's just streaming right from there, very quick. And you can skip through, and there you can see how quickly that is able to work. Pretty cool, but let's go ahead and see those ones that we uploaded just barely, and that's all in the family home videos. So this is pulling in all of my videos that I have on my phone. Here you can see I have a lot of camera screenshots there. Let's see, do I have any like fun videos that I've recorded? Here you go. So there's a video that I recorded from my phone, edited it on there, and it's loading that up. And there you can see it's playing that. Not the best family home video, but if you had proper family home videos, you would be able to see all of those on here very quickly. I didn't do anything, just selected that one folder, and now everything I've taken on my phone is here. So if you've already organized your folders and everything, this will be a great way to view them without having to load up one file at a time and stream it from your phone. You then now have a remote where you can access all of that information right on the screen. So that's really great. I love how it was able to do that. Now that wasn't all my actual family home videos, but if I wanted to quickly link those, I do have those stored online. So I have a way to download everything I already have backed up on an online account to easily put them on here. So then I can cancel my plan and no longer have to pay for that. Now, all we do to do that is go here into the Cloud Drives app. And here we have the option to create a new connection. So these are the current Cloud Drive supported apps. So Microsoft OneDrive, if you have a Samsung phone, most likely it prompted you to back up to OneDrive. So you can instantly pull down your photos and videos there. You have Google Drive, you have Dropbox, and some of these other ones that I've never used. You can choose one of those. And then once you do that, here you have the options to then adjust how those are being used. So you can do a one-way cloud sync, downloading everything to your drive. You can have the NAS go to it, or you can have it sync both ways. So if anything's added to the drive, it will go to the NAS. Anything uploaded to the NAS, it will go to the drive. So really cool. And there you can then download everything. So like in my actual Dropbox, I have every year of our lives organized. I could simply download those folders and then add those to the family home videos folder, and we'd have access to all of those family home videos, which is really great. So that is other ways in which I have been using the UGREEN NAS DH4300 Plus. Really great, solid device. I love how this has the Docker where I can expand on the things they can do, like Home Assistant and other functionality. Now, if you want to create your own cloud storage in your home, check out World Backup Day discount down in the description below, which will be 20% off to get your own for your home to be able to do all this and not have to pay for that monthly online backup fee. If you have any further questions about how this works, please let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.